Hi everybody, JC here from Toy News International and tformers.com. And I just wanted to throw together this quick video to give you some highlights from this weekend's Transformers Botcon convention with the Hasbro reveals. Now we have full coverage of everything that was revealed and announced at Botcon over at tformers.com, and I'll have a link in the description below for that. So if you haven't checked that out, I highly recommend you do. But again, I just wanted to throw this video and give you some of my thoughts on some of the reveals from Hasbro pertaining to the Generations Combiner Wars line. So first off, I just want to let you know, if you've been keeping up with Transformer news, you've probably heard about the upcoming video game Devastation, the G1 video game. So they gave us some details about that, as far as there's going to be some unannounced, yet to be announced downloadable characters that will be coming with that game. But also, they also revealed that the game is essentially going to be a prequel. They've been working, Activision's been working with Hasbro and IDW on this, and basically making the game kind of a prequel to the Combiner Wars. So I think it's kind of cool that they're tying the game into the toys and the comics. And definitely, from what I've seen, I mean, obviously I haven't played the game or anything like that, but from what I've seen from the initial trailer that was shown at E3, I definitely am excited for this game. So moving on, for the actual toys and everything, we got some reveals. So we're getting, just real quick, we're getting Galvatronus, which basically is a reuse of, looks like some Stunticons and some Aerial Bots, and then that Cyclonus figure. And then we're getting Optimus Maximus. And we're getting a new Battle Core Optimus Prime, which is basically done in all white. I'm not sure what the story behind that is. And the head is based on Star Convoy for that one. We're getting some new G1 figures. So we're getting Mirage, and that one is basically a repaint of the drag strip figure. We're getting a new Prowl, which is a repaint of the Streetwise figure. We're getting Ironhide, which is a repaint of Off-Road. I'm not terribly impressed with that one. I don't like that they've made Ironhide a pickup truck as opposed to his classic van. Now, and just real quick in side news, based on overseas news, it was announced we are actually getting a Masterpiece Ironhide. So that I'm definitely very excited about. And I'll have a link in the description for the details on that. But definitely just want to let you know, for you Masterpiece fans out there, we're going to be getting Ironhide. So anyway, moving on, we're also getting Sunstreaker, which is a repaint of the Breakdown figure. A lot of these are all repaints, so if you're not a fan of repaints, you might not be too happy with all this news. But for the most part, I think a lot of these repaints look pretty good. So for me, with these G1 figures like Mirage and Prowl, I mean, we haven't gotten a Masterpiece Mirage yet, but it's kind of hard for me to get excited about them when we have Masterpieces. Like the Wheeljack. I mean, I think that Wheeljack looks pretty good, but I have the Masterpiece Wheeljack, and so that's my go-to Wheeljack figure. So I really don't have a need for another one. But I do, if it's a good way, obviously everyone can't afford Masterpieces, and this is a nice way to introduce kids to the line and stuff as well. Moving on, anyway, we're gonna get for Legends, we're getting a new Rodimus and Skywarp. That's the Wave 4 Legends. And then for Wave 4, the Leader class, we're getting a new Starscream, which they really did their best to match it to the G1 toy colors. And he's going to come with a crown. I guess every Starscream now has to come with a crown. So moving on to what we're getting in spring of 2016, and this is what I'm really most excited about, is we're getting a new we're finally going to get the Combaticons and Bruticus. So we got this year, we got the Protectobots, the Autobot counterpart to Bruticus, Menasor, and the Protectobots, which honestly is probably my least favorite combiner set so far. I really wasn't impressed with how that set ended up coming out, especially like Hotspot. That thing does not look like a fire truck to me. Which, funny enough, the Onslaught figure in the Combaticons set uses that same mold, but I think that mold works much better for Onslaught. I don't know if this mold was originally designed for Onslaught and they just reused it for Hotspot, and Hotspot just happened to get released before Onslaught. But definitely I think the mold works best for Onslaught, and I think Onslaught comes out looking pretty good. Now, besides Onslaught, we're gonna also be getting, Swindle, who's the yellow Jeep, and I think that one looks pretty good. It looks like it's a remold of the Rook figure. My only complaint with that one is it doesn't look like he's getting his bazooka cannon. That was one of the things I really liked as a kid for the G1 version was that bazooka cannon he used to have. So I'm a little disappointed that he doesn't have that. It looks like he's just got a regular blaster that doubles as a Gatling gun in his Jeep mode. We're getting Blast Off, which this is the biggest change from the G1 counterpart. They've basically changed Blast Off, who originally was a space shuttle, into a jet fighter, which is basically a repaint of that aerial bot Firefly. Now, from a G1's purist standpoint, I'm kind of disappointed we're not getting Blast Off as a space shuttle, but at the same time, a jet fighter actually makes more sense for the Combaticons. If you look at it, the Combaticons are all military fighting vehicles, and a space shuttle is not really a military fighting vehicle. I mean, I understand back in the 80s, the space shuttle was brand new and, cool thing, so that's probably why they chose the space shuttle, but I think a jet fighter actually kind of fits in better with the overall theme of the Combaticons. And even though this is just a repaint, I'm not terribly disappointed with how it comes out looking, especially in robot mode. So, I like the head sculpt and everything. So I'm not, like I said, I wouldn't have mind seeing the space shuttle, but it's not like, oh my god, I can't stand that they didn't give us the space shuttle. I can definitely live with him as a jet fighter. And then we're also getting Brawl, which is actually a new sculpt, and I think that one comes out looking really good. That's the tank. Vortex, the helicopter, which looks to be a repaint of that aerial bot helicopter that they released, only with a new head sculpt. And again, I think that works. This mold works well for Vortex, much better than that aerial bot. So I like Vortex. And then the Legends figure in this wave is going to be Shockwave, which I think looks pretty good. I just, these small Transformers, taking characters that were big originally and making them these small Legends characters, I'm not super fond of. So, Shockwave obviously was a much larger robot originally, and now he's a small Legend. So I'm not super happy with that. But I think the figure, itself and actually looks pretty good. So, and of course they all form in and merge into Bruticus. Now I'm not sure how Shockwave fits in to Bruticus on this one, but definitely think Bruticus came out looking, based on these images that we got, came out looking pretty good and very much like his G1 counterpart. So I'm happy with the overall look of that one. Some other Legends that we're getting is we're getting Buzzsaw, which I don't know what this, it looks like he's supposed to be some kind of MP3 player now, so it's kind of strange they kind of made Buzzsaw the version of Soundwave, I don't know, but not too bad looking. Chop Shop, which is Scrapnel recolor, and I think wasn't this one of the second wave of Insecticons from the original G1 line. I actually never collected those, but I remember seeing pictures of those. So I think that's what Chop Shop is from. And then Pipes, which was originally a repaint of Huffer in the G1 line and is once again a repaint of that Combiners Wars Huffer. And it doesn't look too bad. And then we're also, besides Starscream, we're also getting a leader class Skywarp figure. So if you're a fan of the Seeker Jets, then that should be pretty cool. Now again, to me, I can't, when I look at the Seekers, I go to my masterpieces. But like I said, not everyone can afford to collect a masterpiece. And then finally, another combiner that we're getting is another made-up combiner or new combiner called Skyrain, and this one is well, the combiner itself is kind of weird, but the main part for this one is a new Sky-Lynx, a Voyager class Sky-Lynx, and so that I'm definitely pretty happy with. I think that one looks very much like the G1 toy. So if you were a fan of the original Sky-Lynx, I think you'll be very excited for this one. And then he, like I said, is the main part to this new Sky Rain combiner, which consists of Wheeljack, which is a repaint of Breakdown, Hound, which is a repaint of Swindle, Smokescreen, which is a repaint of the Prowl that I mentioned before, and then Trailbreaker, which is a repaint of Off-Road. So again, those G1, you know, are pretty good looking, but you know, I'd rather wait for Masterpiece versions for those myself. But definitely I like the Sky-Lynx. And as for the combiner, you know, it's a little strange looking to me, but it doesn't bother me. You know, again, it's not an original G1 figure, so it doesn't interest me as much, but I certainly am not opposed to them creating new characters for this line. So, you know, let you, you know, make up your mind on that one, but I definitely like the Sky-Lynx figure in this set. So that, I'm going to wrap it up there. You know, check out, we'll have there's still images for all these over at tformers.com. I have a link to the Botcon coverage, so if you want to catch up on everything from Botcon, check out that link below. And until next time, you know, as always, leave a comment, let us know what you think. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and until next time, I'll catch you later.